Hey guys, so there's always been a need to travel, even when there aren't roads. Off-roaders have existed for over a century, and today you're gonna get to check out some of the most impressive among them. So recently, Ukrainian developers of compact off-roaders surprised the world with what they could do. Nicholas II's Snowmobile. Russian autocrats never regretted using their money to satisfy their whims. Thanks to the famous carmaker Prince Orlov, the emperor could get off his living horse onto a metal one. He immediately filled his garage with 56 cars, costing about 1 million rubles in 1913 value. The last Russian monarch loved to ride with the wind in the frost winter afternoons. French inventor Adolphe Caigres, who helmed the technological part of the emperor's garage, had an idea to treat the emperor. The genius designer created the world's first half-track vehicle. Adolphe developed soft treads out of camel leather. Then he put the treads on the rear wheels and replaced the front ones with skis. On January 15, 1917, Nicholas II wrote his thoughts on this technological marvel in his private journal. At 2 p.m., I took my kids on Caigres' snowmobiles to Pulkov. We rode around various ravines, went down from the mountains, and went right along the banks and marshes of the Gachinsky Highway, before returning through Bablovo. We didn't get stuck anywhere despite the wet snow, and got home at 4 p.m. very satisfied with our unusual ride. Caigres used this system on several of the emperor's vehicles. A unique overland train. There are never too many cars, the U.S. Ministry of Defense decided, and ordered the longest-wheeled overland train from Litorno in 1958, the Litorno TC-497. This monster was over 570 feet long, weighed 450 tons, had 4 gas turbine engines with a total power of 5,000 horsepower, 56 wheels with a diameter of 11.5 feet, which were equipped with individual electric engines. The electric system gave the TC-497 unique maneuverability. It was a real blast. The designer also took good care of the 6 crew members. They had comfortable living modules, a kitchen, a mess hall, plumbing, and an automatic laundry room. After all the tests were finished, the project was closed. They said the vehicle's complexity and the high price of the overland train, which was about $3.7 million, were the reasons. Additionally, in 1962, the U.S. Army received the Sikorsky CH-54 Tarhe heavy transport helicopter, and American soldiers preferred it as a transport means for heavy cargo. By the end of testing, the overland train was given up for sale for $1.4 million. However, a buyer was never found. The cars were sent for scrap in 1971, and the locomotive was put on display in a museum in Arizona where you can still find it to this day. The Extreme 4x4. Why buy a car to drive on the roads? Areas with asphalt don't really have anything interesting, but the interesting places, they don't have asphalt. Apparently, the creator of the chain link Extreme 4x4 thought this too, and he decided to visit interesting places using his own self-made off-roader. This Spider is built on a steel pipe frame, equipped with a 5-liter V8 from a '93 Ford Mustang, has a 4-step transmission and airbags with chain gears. It has independent 3-foot wheels with a vertical drive of 7 feet and a total weight of 5,900 pounds. The owner of this bad boy definitely won't get bored. Colos 813. This powerful Czech truck, the Tatra 813, is of course not as popular as its 10 to 12-ton brothers from the 148 series, but this beast deserves just as much attention. The production of the 813 began in 1968, and 11,751 trucks were made by 1982. The Colos was mostly purchased for the armies of the Warsaw Pact. It was used as technical support in mountainous regions, in laying gas pipes, and to transport construction equipment. 13 vehicles had passive radar scouting complexes, and Army evacuators turned them into log trucks. The 813 also participated in the liquidation operations after the Chernobyl disaster. The Colos had a T930 engine with 270 horsepower, a 5-step transmission with gear synchronization, 20 for forward movement, 4 for rear movement, and 4 independent braking systems. The polar monster, Burlak. This marvel doesn't need snowshoes. This Land Rover was made to explore the North Pole. Alexei Makarov's baby had its first test successfully passed in late February 2016, but in March, the Polar Explorer malfunctioned during tests in the Kara Sea and required updates. In the spring of that year, the four-wheel drive rover went across the Manpupner Plateau and crossed the Urals. It can drive on hard gravel at 31 miles an hour and 3 miles an hour on water, thanks to its 150 horsepower engine and propeller. The Burlak can pull 2 tons, and its low-pressure tires with a diameter of 5.7 feet and a width of 2.4 feet can provide excellent traction on any surface. The seats can become sleeping areas for the crew's comfort. There's also a small kitchen with an air hole and a small shower. Praetorian. The Ukrainian Czech company Pulsar is famous for making cars for special orders for the U.S. government and UN subdivisions. Spouses Vakhtang Jashkevili and Yulia Khomich convert unneeded vehicles according to specific needs. For example, they make wheeled excavators or repair excavation trucks. This time, the creative couple created something for a mining company to transport their shift workers. The Taurus Praetorian, an off-road bus. The frame is made of composite material, so it won't rust. The Taurus is made out of ready-made parts mostly made by man. The original off-roader is equipped with a 6-cylinder diesel engine with 176 kilowatts of power and the blaze cut fire suppression system, which can automatically put out fires around the fuel system, an engine section, and other critically important pieces. The bus can reach a max speed of 73 miles per hour and has 36 seats with seatbelts. However, there was a slight problem with its certification. The EU doesn't have a category for off-road buses, so the certifying organizations put in a request to the Euro Commission to create a new category. The Praetorian is already being used in the US, Australia, Canada, Georgia, New Zealand, and Bangladesh has ordered 105 off-road modification for ambulances that can carry 12 patients lying down. Full-track amphibious vehicle. The American company General Dynamics Land Systems, by order of the U.S. Marine Corps, made the new expeditionary fighting vehicle. The amphibious armored transport is designed for beyond-the-horizon delivery of soldiers. The vehicle's body is mostly made out of aluminum. The bottom is embossed to provide hydroplaning, and composite materials and ceramic are added to the armor. The EFV's middle section is designed for the main transmissions, cooling, and ventilation systems, as well as the MTU 833 diesel engine with a supercharged power of 27 horsepower in its normal mode and 850 horsepower in its amphibious mode. The armored vehicle has 2 aquatic engines with a total thrust of about 10 tons. The amphibious vehicle can hold 16 soldiers fully equipped or 2.5 tons of cargo. The hydroplaning mode is provided by 2 side and 1 rear shields. The 34-ton beast can move in water at speeds of 29 miles per hour. Storm, the most dangerous armored amphibious vehicle from Ukraine. This amphibious vehicle from Highland Systems is capable of storming land and diving in the water. The Storm is the world's first hybrid armored transport. Its power aggregate is made up of an electric engine with 2,500 horsepower and a diesel one that charges the battery while driving. It makes more sense to measure its operational range in hours, not in miles. The energy supply is enough for 1.5 to 3 hours. However, when using the internal combustion engine, it can operate for 18 to 36 hours, depending on the conditions. The power of the hybrid power system is 2,500 horsepower with 8 tons of armor. This lets the futuristic vehicle reach speeds of 87 miles per hour on land and 19 miles per hour in water, overtaking waves up to 5 feet tall. The Storm has good armor that protects against armor-penetrating rounds, fragments, and mines. The highly durable rubber tracks with a modular design and 20-inch clearance provide good maneuverability to the vehicle. It can cross uneven terrain with heights of 5 feet and cross ditches up to 6.5 feet across. The armored transport supports remote control, so it can be used completely driver-free. Besides this, the company plans to create a wheeled version and add additional equipment that would let it submerge. They are also considering equipping the transport with the Sarmat module. Sherp 10, the vehicle with no equal in maneuverability. At least that's how it was presented to the world when it was made in 2015. It almost instantly became a synonym for reliability. The vehicle won its popularity among extremes from various countries. Its names come from the Nepalese mountain guides who take climbers along difficult-to-reach terrains in the Himalayas and are famous for their resilience in the mountains. 4 years later, the Ukrainian company Sherp presented its new development, the off-roader Sherp 10. Thanks to the 10 leading wheels, it has more advanced characteristics and can become a reliable vehicle in extreme conditions that can drive on snow, sand, rock, mud, marshes, ice, and, yes, water. The heart of the 30-foot vehicle is the Cummins ISF 2.8 engine. A reliable and tested engine that can reach speeds up to 22 miles per hour, drive up inclines of 40 degrees, move across any type of ground or water, and can carry 22 people or 6,600 pounds of cargo. The 10 has a centralized wheel line for exhaust gas. The huge low-pressure tires let it move on water, and the hermetic cabin doesn't let water get in, even when submerged. Additionally, the rear and front sections has automatic pumps that can pump out water if it somehow gets in. Another unique design is the 3-axle layout. Thanks to this, the vehicle can easily overtake obstacles with differing heights. The front section can lift and turn. Meanwhile, the driver and passengers feel completely safe while the vehicle slowly marches along. Well, that's all for today. Be sure to leave a like if you'd like to ride in something like this. Let me know which of these cars you would like to drive on a daily basis to and from work and school. Don't forget to subscribe too while you're at it, and I'll see you next time.